All right, good morning, everybody, and thank you for attending our match day -1 press conference before our road match against Seattle tomorrow. We will begin with Ali Sentnor, and please use the raise your hand feature on Zoom, and we will call on you, or you can type your questions into the chat. And Thad, we will begin with you.
Hey, Ali. Sorry about the result last game, but you got two more games coming up very quickly. How do you prepare with such short time and being on the road that whole time?
Yeah, I think it's a fun challenge for us to start off the season. I mean, both teams are playing a midweek match, so it's the same thing for both teams, and I think it's nice. We obviously didn't get the result we wanted last game, so to have a quick turnaround to change that and improve on what we think we lacked last game is great for this midweek match. So I think we're really excited. I think we'll be able to change a lot, and I think we'll be able to really put our foot on the gas midweek and then finish it off strong on the weekend.
Is there anything you can talk about that you do want to improve from last game? Because I know last game was tough, turf and wind and all of that, but what could you improve upon that?
Yeah, I mean, we created a lot of chances, so we just talked about the slowing down a little bit in the final third and really just making our final pass choices wisely, which part of the foot to use, the pace of our pass. I think it'll be really important to focus on those little details this game because we have such incredible creative midfielders and forwards that can get into those positions, and now it's just about connecting with each other and connecting in the final part of the field because I know that we can score a lot of goals.
And Alvaro, we'll turn it over to you next.
Thank you very much, Ali, for the opportunity to speak with us. So, how is the locker room responding mentally, especially with such a quick turnaround? Right, just 3 days between one match and another.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's different. We haven't had a midweek game in the NWSL, I think, in a while, so we're learning as the season goes on, but I think it's really great that we like to spend time together. We like to even eat our meals on our own together upstairs. We play cards. We like to be together, so I think being on the road together for 3 games in a row is not hard for us, and we really enjoy it. I think it's now just figuring out the timing with our film, and we can only get so much in. So I think just being really efficient and detailed with what information we're receiving and taking in, and then just knowing that we have what it takes to complete what we want to do. So just switching that, rest mentality to, okay, game day in 2 days.
Tom, we'll turn it over to you next.
Ali, you're kind of in an interesting spot on this road trip as this is a road game for you, but in a sense, it's also a road team for the home team. Coach Armas has talked a lot about the relationship between the fans and in the stands, as well as the players feeding off of the energy of each other. Is there any concern that there might be a little bit of a flat environment, which might lead to a slow start, since I know that you stated that the team wants to get off to quicker starts?
I mean, the start that we have is all up to us. It's not about any external environments, and it's not about where we are. We always want to start on the front foot with a ton of energy and, pressing teams and really putting them on the back foot. So I think all of that is really up to us and how we come into the game, and I think we just have to use the game being in Spokane as an advantage to us because it's different for the home team. They usually play in Seattle, so who knows what that's going to look like, but we have to use it as it's going to be a road game for both teams in a way. So I think that's something that we can really take advantage of, but also I think our goal is to always make fans out of the fans that are there. We want to play soccer the way that fans are entertained, and even if they're not fans of our team, they can appreciate and respect what we're doing on the field.
We've got time for a couple more. Jillian, we'll turn it over to you next.
Thanks so much, Allie. Thanks so much for the time. Appreciate it. It's great to watch you kind of leading the press this year. You know, that's a kind of a new responsibility for you on this squad. How has that gone for you? And are you enjoying that task? Are you still kind of settling into it?
Yeah, I think I'm really appreciative to have that role on this team right now, and I know that everyone is, bought into that, but I think one of my qualities as a forward is to press and to create turnovers, and I take that job very seriously. I think coming from a program like UNC too, it's kind of been ingrained in us, so it's just something that I see as part of a forward role. So I'm hoping to continue to lead by example for that. So by, a few more games in, we are just 100% all on the same page, suffocating teams in their own defensive side so we can win the ball up the field. And at the end of the day, the goal is to score more goals. So I think that's all going to lead to us being more productive in the attacking third.
And then just one quick follow-up, if you don't mind. Just what are your general expectations out of Seattle? Also coming off kind of a rough loss in their last match, but what are you expecting and what do you hope to accomplish this match?
Yeah, I think we're kind of in the same boat in that aspect of we both lost last game. We're going to both be looking to get that result. So I think it's whichever team can stay more focused, more disciplined, and have more energy going into this game that's going to come out with the result. So I think we are kind of in a similar mentality, but it's going to be important for us to find those edges against them that we know that we can do and we know that we have. So I think it's, we expect a hard game. Any game in the NWSL is going to be difficult, and they play a little bit of a different formation than some other teams. So we're excited for a new challenge every game.
Thank you, Allie. Thank you, everyone. We will be back with Coach shortly. back with head coach Chris Armas. Same thing as before. Please use the raise your hand feature on Zoom, or you can type your question into the chat. And Thad, we will start with you again.
Hey, Coach. After the last result, and I know that was a difficult place to play, and things were a little weird with all the wind and stuff. But what do you focus on to get the result on the next game now here on the road?
Yeah, it was a tough conditions in that one in Chicago. Tough for both teams, but despite that, we thought we created a lot of chances and moments in the game. And if we're talking about slowing down in those transition moments, we maybe it's 3 or 4 goals next time. We take a lot from the game. We take a lot to learn always. We looked even in a few of the chances we give up, can we be even sharper? But it was only a few moments that we even conceded. So we left there thinking, it's going to be a quick turnaround. But if we can play in a lot of games, even on the road, where we can create a bunch of moments and not concede a bunch of moments, that oftentimes we can get points from that. So, yeah, we look ahead now quickly, a quick turnaround. The Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, it's not ideal. We all know that, which means there'll be some rotation in the squad, just about keeping people healthy. And quite honestly, for us to play with the intensity that we want to, we have to have fresh legs. So yeah, quick turnaround. We're excited to go again against a really good team in Seattle and to test ourselves. But we're going to step on the pitch to win the game and give everything.
Thad, did you have any follow-ups?
Not yet.
Tom, we'll turn it over to you.
Morning, Coach. Thanks for the time. So the team is creating a lot of opportunity in transition, but we have seen like there is a lack of sharpness in the final third and even some miscommunication between players. So does that concern you, and what steps are you taking to improve that chemistry and decision making?
And we think the chemistry is very good, actually. When you think about transition moments, they come from a team that is creating those moments, whether it's high pressing, even in the mid-block. We're creating a lot of turnovers. That takes coordination, it takes togetherness, it takes chemistry. In those final moments, what we do to try to help them in those situations is this is what we do in training. Almost every day we put them in situations to try to do the hardest thing to do, score goals, and to score goals in transition when things are moving fast. So things like slowing down and just taking some calmness in these moments. That's what we talk about, and that's what we do. So no, I'm not concerned. I'm actually excited that we're creating a lot of these moments. So, Cooper misses the goal by this much. Dabinia misses just by a little bit. Croy scores a goal that gets taken back. So no, these are really good players, and we know these will turn into goals. We don't stress about this. We get excited and to just get better at it.
Alvaro, do you have a follow-up?
Oh, no. Thank you. Sorry.
Tom, we'll turn it over to you next.
Coach, you're kind of in a unique position in playing this match in Spokane versus in Seattle. So there might be a difference in the level of fan support that the home team you would usually enjoy. Ali talked about making sure that you take advantage of that. What does taking advantage of making both teams be the road team look like for your squad?
Listen, whatever fans are there, right, that they get behind their team. And this is a good thing because it brings energy to the stadium. And this is what the players enjoy. So I don't think we'll be too focused on, at least from my standpoint, how loud the crowd is, what it's truly like, how comfortable those players are in that building. We're going to expect a really good Seattle team defending you can call it home field in front of their home fans, And what we have to do is focus on the controllables, which is probably 100 minutes where you have hundreds of moments to influence the game. That's where our energy has to be, where it has to be put. So from the opening whistle, that we stay on top of the game, we minimize chances defensively, we deal with their crosses. They're a team that leads the league in crosses, and how can we execute and score goals. Scoring first would be great, but in their building, it's their building for the day. We have to be ready just to meet the demands against a good team that will know us well.
Any other questions for Coach? All right, thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.